All right, guys, we have a lot of fun things coming up. This afternoon, we are going to be doing a demonstration with the Cam Ranger. We've got the awesome Kevin Kubota. He's going to come on and he's actually going to teach me because I have admired the Cam Ranger for some time, but I have never learned how to use it. And so this year, I decided for sure I was going to take it out on tour with me because the ability to shoot and see it instantly is quite intriguing. So we're going to get Kevin out here. He's going to teach us a lot about the Cam Ranger. Then from there, we're going to showcase two really cool, fun products that I'm really excited about, both of which I'll be using in my studio. I know Kevin's excited about them too. So we're going to showcase those two products. One of them we're going to give away later tonight. It's a it's a $500 value. And we're going to turn the time over to Kevin to do a lot of live shooting and talk about working with a flash. So we're going to take a 5-minute break here and we'll be right back with Cam Ranger. But you are going to have to click forward, sorry. Cool.
Hi! No, we weren't doing anything.
No, we're not messing around at all. We're pretty serious here, right? Yeah. All right, let's get to work here. I feel like Vanna White here. Look.
This is my Cam Ranger.
This is my stuff. All right, what are we talking about here, Kevin?
We're going to talk about the Cam Ranger. And the Cam Ranger, you guys might have heard about it, but I want to kind of share some usage tips for it. It's a wireless transmitter from your camera to either an iPad or your laptop. If you want to use a laptop, your iPhone, which is really kind of cool.
To a TV set?
To a TV set, as long as you plug one of those devices into the TV. Like you can use the iPad has a video out, or it has the AirPlay, which you can wirelessly stream it then to another TV set. So it's kind of cool.
Nice.
Think about like at events, if you wanted to be shooting inside a reception and then streaming wirelessly images to a big screen or projection system or something like that, could be a good use for it.
Perfect. Well, I have to tell you, as I mentioned earlier, I've been watching this for a long time. I've been trying to figure out, it was one of those things that I saw it and I thought, okay, that's really cool, but I'm one of those old school, don't want my clients to see it when I'm shooting.
Right.
But especially from an instruction standpoint, when you're teaching, and especially at tour last year, you know, we would be shooting and all of a sudden nobody could see what I was doing. And you have 10 people and they want to know. So for me, it became more of an instructional tool. That got me excited, but now all of a sudden I've opened up a million ways on how in the studio it could work, and I bet you've got some too. So so tell me, Master, how do we do this? So this is my learning day, take two.
So one of the reason I like the Cam Ranger is I've used other wireless systems, and as you know, with Wi-Fi, it is a Wi-Fi signal. There's always interference that can happen, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. The Cam Ranger, I found, works pretty darn well. You know, I mean, better than anything else I've ever tried. And of course, nothing's 100% if you got a lot of crazy concrete around you and steel and other wireless signals going on. You might get a glitch or two here and there, but overall, I've never had a problem that I haven't been able to recover from with this.
That's awesome.
And it's pretty rare that you have problems. That's why I like it. So the first thing you do is you turn it on, and the Cam Ranger has its own Wi-Fi, so that you could use this out in the desert. You don't have to connect. People say, well, I have to connect to the internet. No.
Oh, see? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's already
it's its own hotspot, basically, that you can use anywhere.
Okay.
So you turn this on, it creates a hotspot, and then you connect your iPad or your laptop to the Cam Ranger hotspot.
So software here, what do you have to do to get that?
Download the free software. They, of course, give you a free software to interface with it. Cool. It's great on the iPad, but it also works on the iPhone. One of the things that's also cool about that is you can capture from the software, and you can even live view. So you could have your camera remotely mounted and see everything on the iPad live and fire it, and even adjust the settings, the f-stop, the ISO, everything.
Oh, it's from your iPad.
iPad or maybe your iPhone. If you want to hide in the closet at an event, you know, and take pictures with your iPhone.
I can think of a ton of creeper status things.
Yeah, there's a lot of creepy things you can do with this.
Yeah, I could be sitting in my closet taking pictures of all of you. So.
Yeah, there you go, spying on us.
That's awesome. So let me just make sure I understand. So you have the capability of completely managing and running your camera from your device. Software, from your device. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. So give me an example of when you would use that besides sitting in the closet creeping people.
Well, say for example, you're at an event and you want to set up a remote camera maybe up high to take big pictures of the wedding or whatever.
Oh, sure.
But you don't want to run up there and fire it and come back, and you don't really know what you're getting, you know, or when to take it. Then you can use your phone maybe and pop it out, and you can check. You can even focus.
So what you're saying is, if you get 20 of these, you don't need any assistance. You just sit. Exactly. You don't even have to get up. You could just sit in a chair.
So I say,
and
stay in the
car.
Wedding.
Weddings from a car. That's genius. Set up 20 cameras, sit in your car, and just push buttons.
There you go.
That would be completely seamless. Nobody would see you. You would truly be the invisible wedding photographer.
Let's just remove the human interaction from all events.
Let's take all that.
That's a good idea. No.
Okay, so that's
We're
pretty
joking,
exciting.
right?
Yeah, total kidding, not serious here. But that is pretty cool though, because you think about all the applications where you see these amazing shots. And I know when I shot weddings, you're running and gunning the whole time. And it's hard to remember, okay, how to be creative and let's get something unique. And this would give you an opportunity for them to set that. So that's pretty awesome.
Another cool use could be photo booths. A lot of people are using photo booths at weddings, so you can set up your own photo booth. And I've got some tips. If you guys are interested, you can let me know. I can tell you how to make your own DIY photo booth.
Nice.
Have this set up, and then all you need is a cheap little wireless remote. You don't need to use your iPad or iPhone, but you can get just a cheap wireless remote for your camera. Put that on a stand and let the people take their own photos with the remote, and they just pop right up on here, so they can see them coming up. So it's kind of a fun way to use it too.
Very cool. Okay, so far we've plugged it in, we've downloaded our software, so we're good to go. So what happens next?
Now you gotta have something to photograph.
All right, well I think we have a beautiful model.
A beautiful lady walking around. Where'd she go?
Miss Allie, I think she's ready.
Oh, there she goes, Allie.
This is the gorgeous Allie, and she's gonna be our Cam Ranger model today.
All right, Allie, we're just gonna take a little quick shot of her right here, so you can just grab the corner there. That's nice. And take a shot. Now, one of the things that you want to do, it comes up pretty darn quick, is if you set your camera to capture RAW plus JPEG and set the JPEG to be the smallest, most compact option that you have, then it shoots it over real quick like that within a couple of seconds.
Yeah, that was super quick. So as you can see,
you don't want to send big RAW files to it.
Absolutely. So where are the RAW files going? They're just saving.
They're staying on the camera.
So how does the camera know which file to get? Is it just a setting here?
It just knows. Cam Ranger knows to send. If it sees a small JPEG, it'll pull that.
Cam Ranger's pretty smart.
Yeah, and it pulls it over. So that works pretty good, and you can expand the screen, so you just have full screen mode.
Awesome.
So all you see is images, and the thumbnails will show up right here.
So problem solving, if it was really, really slow, probably the first thing you'd want to check is the file size, correct?
Yeah, if it was slow, check your file size, make sure you're sending small JPEGs over there, and that'll ensure that you're getting them to the iPad as quickly as possible.
Awesome. All right, it's there, magic.
One other thing we can do here with the software is we can change in the settings to client mode. If you click that little button there, and that kind of hides all the other camera controls, so that if this is being used for
oh, that's awesome.
Photo booth or something, and you don't want clients to see all that or be able to mess with your camera,
yeah.
Then all it does is just show images, and that's usually cool. And you can rate them too as they're on here. Say, as you're shooting, you might say, oh, I like that one, let's keep that. It's a 1-star or 2-star. You could even type in notes if you wanted to about the image. So it's a kind of a nice tool to have as you're shooting, where your assistant can be doing that while you're shooting.
So what happens with those notes? Are they actually
embedded in the metadata?
They are. Oh my gosh.
So if you pull into Lightroom or whatever, they'll show up there too.
Wow. Okay. All right. So tell me some more.
Okay. So we have that ability there. We'll shrink it back, and so you notice now that all of the extras are not showing on the side because we've cleaned those up in client mode. Put it back on. We go to Controls. Turn off the client mode. And there are a lot of different things in here. One of the other features, it has the ability to shoot to multiple devices. Oh. So classroom setting, or I'm sure there's events you can think of ways to do that, but say everybody has the free thing on their phone, they could each have a personal stream to their own phone from your Cam Ranger.
So basically, if you were teaching or you were doing a big, like high school senior prom or something like that, you could technically, if you had a poster that they could download the software real quick, you could be shooting and they could be watching what was happening.
Yeah, and there's a limit to the number of connections because of the Wi-Fi. You know, the bandwidth gets sucked up. So if
it was the most popular kids, if you invited them,
whoever's on there first, maybe.
Very cool. All right, awesome.
But that's a pretty cool feature too, which is kind of nice, especially in teaching or sharing with multiple people, and they want to use their own phone to view them.
Awesome.
And like I mentioned here, if you want to control the camera, you go into what's called live view mode.
Oh, I heard it.
And that opens up the live view on your camera. And now we're in video mode right now, but we can go to change that if we want to. So now we're in live view photo mode. There you can see on the camera now.
There you go.
There. So why don't you touch on her face, Sam? So she just focused on her face for me.
Oh, wow.
So this is how you would use it remotely. You can focus, you can do whatever you want. Only thing you can't do is compose, obviously, because your camera's where it is. But Cam Ranger actually makes a pan and tilt remote motor device that goes on here, so you could actually fully control, pan your camera remotely, move it where you want, and then fire it and shoot.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that's pretty cool.
Very cool. Well, this is an incredible tool. I definitely, I mean, I was excited. I ordered mine. And so that's why I kind of feel like this is a little bit of a cheat because it's my own personal class here.
Yeah.
But honestly, how complicated is the system? Like setup, how hard is it to get this thing talking to each other?
It's not very hard. And the hardest part is the very first time you turn this on, you put in your serial number from the device, which is on the back right here. You can't see it, but there's a device, there's a serial number. So when you set up the Wi-Fi, you have to put in the serial number, which is like the password, and then it remembers it from that point on.
Perfect.
So just like your phone remembers your Wi-Fi networks that you've been on, it'll remember this one, and then from that point on, it's just select the Camera Ranger network, start up the software, fire up your camera, and it goes.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that was awesome. Is there anything else you want to tell us?
No, I mean, there's definitely some other features if you dig down deeper into it, but that's the basics of it. I think the cool thing is once you have something like this, you start to think of ways you could use it. Because you're like, wow, ooh, now I can maybe, hide in the closet and take pictures. I never have to be in front of clients because I'm so shy. I'll just, be like Wizard of Oz. You hide behind the curtain, step to the side and smile.
Trust me,
Good.
I'm actually thinking we should do something comical like that. Set up an entire session where no people are involved.
That'd be a good spoof video. People walk in and
they'd be like, yeah.
sit down on the couch.
That's pretty cool. Well, Ali, so far so good. Thanks. Come on up here. That was fantastic. So we are going to take a very short little break right now. And then, of course, we're going to come back and we're going to talk a lot about some really fun products. And then I believe you're going to be shooting today. Is that correct?
Yes. Ali's going to be joining us, and we're going to talk about speed lighting. So I'm going to show you some good basic techniques, some simple gear that you can use to get some nice quality lighting with just really a minimum of equipment. So it's a good starter kit or something if you're more experienced.
And I know we're going to be turning off some lights in here so you can get, so
it might get a little romantic.
Darker. We're going to get a little romantic here.
Candlelight, yeah. Stuff like that.
All right, very cool. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes.